Welcome to another ComfyUI episode. We finally have a good free AI model. I know some of you asked for the ideogram model, but that one was free only for personal use, which is why I didn't do a tutorial on it. Today, I'll be talking about Krea 2, which is a free model, and with the workflows I'll show you, you can create all kinds of images and styles like you saw in this intro. So stick around for today's episode and see what you can do with this model. Since this is a new model, we need to do some updates first. Update Easy Install, so you have the latest Easy Install version and the latest Pixaroma nodes. After that, you need to update ComfyUI, because the ComfyUI nodes don't recognize this model yet. Then you can start ComfyUI normally or with Sage Attention. If, for some reason, you get black image generations with Sage Attention, then start ComfyUI normally and it should be fixed. Add a version check Pixaroma node and check that you have this version or newer for ComfyUI and the Pixaroma nodes. Also clear the cache using the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+R to make sure my nodes load correctly. Then you can copy the workflows. You have free download links on Pixaroma.com or on Discord for the workflows. We can start with something simple first. This model is a text-to-image model. It is not an edit model like Flux Klein, so you can only generate images from text. You cannot edit them. Then, on the left, in the Pixaroma note, you have everything you need to run the workflow. You can see it is an over 12 GB model, so it should run smoothly on a 12 GB VRAM card. But I tested it on a 6 GB RTX 2060, and it still worked okay, just slow. I will show you the low VRAM option later. I also tried GGUF, but it was much slower than FP8, so I say you stick with this model. To download it, just click on this button. Then go to where you have ComfyUI installed, look for the Models folder, then look for the Diffusion Models folder. To keep it organized, I created a Krea 2 folder here, where I saved the model. You have more versions here if you want to try them, but for me, the FP8 version was the right balance of quality and speed. Then, for text encoders, we need this Quen model. You download it and place it in the text encoders folder. For this model, there is also a bigger version if you have a lot of VRAM and you want to try it. Then, for VAE, it uses a Quen image VAE model, and you place it in the VAE folder. For the nodes, we only need 2 nodes for this workflow, Pixaroma and the Krea 2 enhancer. If you updated Easy Install, you already have it, since I asked Evo to add it. If you don't use Easy Installer, from Manager, you can search for Krea 2T, and it is this node. You should have an Install button, and then choose the latest number you see in the list. For the models, if you place them in the same folders, everything should be set. But if it says Missing Model, press the R key to refresh the node definition, and then it should let you select that model from the list. That is all. You are all set and ready to use this simple workflow. That custom node I talked about lets you improve the prompt understanding and get better results, but you can also try it without that. Just delete it if you don't want to use it. For the strength, you can try between 0.1 and 1, but I kind of like it at 0.1. Play with that setting. For prompts, it works okay with long, detailed prompts, so you can use an LLM or ChatGPT to generate prompts for it. For the KSampler, the recommended settings are 8 steps. CFG is 1, so we don't use negative prompts with this one. The sampler name is ERSDE, but you can try Euler also, and the scheduler is simple. Then, for the empty latent, you can delete this node and add the values manually if you want. But I like to use this resolution node connected to width and height, so I can quickly select the ratio and size I need. For the seed, I used a fixed seed, but you can change it to random if you want. Now, let me run it. You might notice that we have a clock here. It is not a bomb, it is a timer that starts when you press run and stops when the workflow finishes, so it only works with single workflows that run once. You can see it stopped at 15 seconds, so that is the time it took to generate this image with the Krea 2 model. The results are okay, but later we will see how we can add more details. For this new timer, you can right-click and select the Run Timer settings. You can choose a sound for when it finishes, so you can also hear when the workflow is done. You can preview that sound and change the volume from here. Plus, there are a few options for decimals if you want it to look more complex. And you can also change the colors of that clock. So there are quite a few options. Hope you like it. You can use the reset button to get the default values. So like I said, if you want a random seed so you don't have to change it manually, select random, and each time you will get a new image. That is all for this simple workflow. Let me check the second example that also uses a LoRA. If you look on Civet AI, you can already find a bunch of LoRAs for this model that you can download and connect to the workflow. I will show you an example with a LoRA from the ComfyUI team, and I added the download link in the note if you want to try it. But you can also try any other Krea 2 LoRA. I created a Krea 2 folder inside the LoRAs folder, since LoRAs only work with the models they were trained on. Between the model and the Krea enhancer, I added this Power LoRA loader from the RG3 node pack. You should already have it if you use Easy Installer. You can click here to replace it with your LoRA, or click Add and connect multiple LoRAs. I have this LoRA selected, and then I added this node so I can keep the trigger words for the LoRA separate and edit my prompt more easily, since most LoRAs need a trigger word to work correctly. For this LoRA, the trigger word is Vintage Tarot Style, and here is the actual prompt of what I want to generate. In fact, I can right-click on that LoRA loader and bypass it, then run the workflow without the LoRA to see how it looks. The result is something like this. It doesn't look like a vintage tarot card yet, but I can go back and disable bypass to enable the LoRA again. Instead of using bypass, you can also just turn the LoRA on and off from here. So let's see how it looks with the LoRA enabled. With the LoRA enabled, it takes a little longer, but we get the vintage tarot card look. How good the result is depends on the LoRA training and the prompt. That is all for this one. Now, let's try to make the workflow even smarter by enhancing the prompt with AI. This workflow is a little slower because it generates the prompt first, but it does a pretty good job of improving the prompts. Since we already have this smart text encoder, we can also use it to generate prompts. It won't work with all text encoders, but this one is a little special. I connected it to a text generate node, and on the left I used a formula I created with ChatGPT and a prompt. You can adapt the formula to see if you can get better results. For me, it worked well most of the time, but the text encoder model is not that smart, so it can still fail on some prompts. I entered a short prompt for a cute bunny. When I run the workflow, it uses that formula together with my short prompt to generate a longer, more detailed prompt, as you can see in this show text node. That node is connected to the clip text encode, so it takes that generated prompt and uses it in the workflow. The result is this image, and it took around 23 seconds on my 24GB video card, so the time is not bad, and the results are pretty good. If I run it again, you can see it says it took 0 seconds. That is because I used a fixed seed. You can change it to random, and you will see that it only continues from this point. It doesn't regenerate the prompt, and we get a different image using the same prompt. If you want the prompt itself to be different, you can go to the text generate node and change the seed value, or you can change something in the prompt, and that will trigger it to generate a new prompt for you. For example, I can increase the seed here, or you can also add a seed Pixaroma node and set it to random if you want a new prompt every time. You can see that the result is much more different now because the prompt itself was different. For those with low VRAM, try this workflow. I tested it on my 6GB VRAM card and it worked, but I do have 64GB of system RAM, so maybe that helped as well. For image sizes, try smaller sizes first to see what works, because the bigger the image, the more VRAM it needs. This workflow is similar to the other one I showed you. The main difference is this tiled VAE decode node, which can help avoid crashes in some cases. The model is still the same 12GB model, so even though it is large, it still ran on my PC and took under a minute to generate an image. Compared to my 24GB VRAM card, which takes around 5 seconds for the same image, VRAM really matters. The more you have, the faster the generation. So let me close all of those and show you the second type of workflow that adds more details. Let's start with this one that has extra pass in the name. What this workflow does is, after the first KSampler, it adds a latent upscale of 1.5. I tried higher values, but they kind of mess things up, so 1.5 worked well. Then it runs the image through the second KSampler, but with only 4 steps and a denoise value of around 0.4 to 0.5, which worked well for me. So this workflow first generates the image, then makes it larger, and runs it through KSampler again. The result is a bigger image with more detail. If we look, we used an upscale value of 1.5, which we set here, so the new image size is this one because it was scaled by that amount. If we look at the image, it came out quite nice. Krea 2 usually does a good job with hands and gets all the fingers right, so it is a really nice model to have. It is my favorite so far out of all the ones I have tested. Now let's go to the second one, which also has a LoRA integrated for when you want a consistent style or a LoRA character. For this workflow, I use the Power LoRA loader here, which is connected to both KSamplers, so the LoRA style is kept during both passes. For this one, I tried a kid drawing LoRA from the ComfyUI team. If you go to the Pixaroma note, you can find the download button here if you want to try it. But like I said, there are a lot of LoRAs available on the CivicAI website. What this LoRA does is create images in this kid drawing style, as you can see here. So try different LoRAs and see what you can create. For the third, extra pass workflow, I also added the prompt enhancer. I will not explain it again, because it is the same prompt enhancer I showed in the simple workflow. The only difference is that now we have two KSamplers. So when I run it, it will generate a prompt based on my short prompt, then that goes through both KSamplers, and we get our result, which is quite cute. It works quite well, but you can also use ChatGPT to save some VRAM and just copy and paste the prompt from the browser into the clip text encoder. The last one is the workflow I use most often to create 2K images, since my YouTube videos are recorded at 2K, so I like to use this one to get enough detail. It is not the fastest, but the results are nice, and in the next few minutes I will test different styles to see how it works and what doesn't. To make it simple, I used a portrait or landscape option, so I only decide if I want a 2K landscape or portrait image. The width and height are already set to the perfect size, so when they are scaled by 1.5, we get a 2K image. So if I run this workflow, in 42 seconds, I get a 2K image, which I would say is pretty good. And look at all the details we get, the textures, the grass, and the flowers. It does quite a nice job. Like any model, it is not perfect every time, but it has nice prompt understanding, nice textures, and it is really worth trying. So let me make it bigger, and I will add that prompt box here so you can see what prompt I use and what I get. Let me try a portrait photo of a woman dressed like a fantasy witch. I will move the timer here so you can see how long it takes to generate each of these 2K images. So I got the final image in 41 seconds. Let me open it so you can see it bigger. It looks quite nice. I like how it adds those nice textures and details to the clothes. It seems much better than the other models I have tried. I really like it. Let me try a girl taking a selfie in a messy bedroom, wearing a t-shirt with the word Pixa in orange. After 40 seconds, I got this one. It took the word messy literally and made a mess of the room. Let's see what happens if I change the prompt to make the bedroom cleaner. Well, I got the bedroom, but where did the girl go? Let me check the actual prompt it generated. I guess my formula can still be improved, or maybe the model is not that smart yet. I gave it a contradictory request. First, I asked for a messy bedroom, then I asked for a clean one in the same prompt, so it didn't know what to do. So let me correct the prompt so it is no longer contradictory. Okay, now, what did I do wrong? I tested this many times before recording, and this only happens when I record. Now it understood the prompt as if I wanted it to generate an image, even though it can only generate prompts. I will try to improve this formula after I finish recording and see if I can make it better. For now, let me add the word prompt in the prompt, and that should fix it. Again, it does what you ask it to do. I asked for a girl, and it gave me a girl. Let me replace that with a 20-year-old woman instead. Now I get something that looks more like what people post on Instagram these days. It depends on the prompt. Sometimes it looks more realistic, sometimes less, but overall it is a good model. Let me try a macro photo of a burger and see what I get. It would help if you added more photography terms, like the camera used to take the photo and other details that make it feel more like a real photograph. Simply saying, a realistic burger doesn't necessarily make it look like a real photo. It can make it look like a realistic 3D render instead, because in illustrations we also use the word realistic. Now let me try a game interface with some buttons. The result is quite nice. It just messed up one letter in the settings button. Let me generate another version and see if it fixes it. Instead, I will change the seed for the text generate node so it creates a new prompt. Now I got a different game menu, and the text on the buttons looks correct. Let's try a different illustration style, since some of you are fans of anime. I am not an expert on anime, but it looks pretty nice to me, so I guess it is good at anime too. Let me see if I can add a bunny and a few more things. It seems to work well. It understands the prompt quite nicely. Let's see if it can do a more 3D style. It seems to work. It has that 3D look, but you can still tell it is anime. Now let's try a pencil drawing of an old witch. I got something, but maybe this prompt is a little too detailed. If I zoom in really close, it still has a slight plastic look. The prompt can probably be adjusted. We had the same issue with the Quen model. When you mention things like dust particles, it sometimes creates those plastic-looking details. Let me also try a watercolor painting of a unicorn. Just to remind you, that short prompt is converted into a much longer prompt. You can always check what the final prompt is before it goes into the workflow. You can also add the Find and Replace Pixaroma node to remove words you don't want or automatically add new words to the final prompt. We got the watercolor painting. It even has that paper texture, so I would say it does a pretty good watercolor style. Let me try a modern building at golden hour. That is not bad. It looks like something an architect would create. I am not sure if the ArcViz word is what gives it a more 3D look or not, but I test these things live, so what I get is exactly what you see. Let me add a more futuristic look and a car. Every word you change in this short prompt triggers a new AI response, so you get a different prompt each time. Now, let me try something with a lamb and a frog holding an umbrella. The result is nice, but the frog is not really holding the umbrella. Let me see if I can fix that. I really like this illustration style. It looks so nice. The frog is holding the umbrella now, but it is not over the lamb's head. I wonder if I can fix that, or if it will just make the prompt too complicated and create even more mistakes. I got almost what I asked for, but it added an extra hand holding the umbrella. It looks like it wanted to keep the frog standing normally instead of having it hold the umbrella. Still, I like that it understood the rain should stop under the umbrella. So I am pretty sure that with the right prompt and a few different seeds, you can create almost anything, as long as the model has seen something similar during training. For the end, let's create a cinematic title that says, "The End." And this is the end. It has that cinematic look. I hope you enjoyed this new model and these workflows. I hope we get more free models in the future so I can make more tutorials like this. That was one of the reasons I started making my custom nodes, because there have not been many new free models lately like we used to have.
That is all for today. Thank you, Legends, and everyone who subscribed to the membership. I hope you enjoyed today's video and the Krea 2 workflows. Leave a like and a comment to help with the YouTube algorithm. Have a great day.